Hey, welcome to the Credit Mix. Thanks for joining us today. We're Credit and Finance Week's News of the Week.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
This is like our second week, honestly, of having like some kind of technical difficulty. We were outside right now, and literally this light was coming for these TacoBell Fries.
Oh my God. So here we are.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Sandra Bernardo, Manager of Consumer Education.
And I'm Kerrie Roberts, Community Manager of Social.
So you guys know that we're kind of foodies, and we are excited to try the new TacoBell Fries. I'm sure you've heard about them. They're the $1
They've
menu.
been out for about a week now, and I think you've seen a lot on TV, a lot of people, different people trying them, a lot of media that's been running for and hyping these fries. So
yeah, they're
so
trying to compete, right, with
it.
McDonald's and the others with those $1 menu things, and it's the first time they have fries, so we thought we would kind of dig in and check these out.
Let's see what they're all about.
It comes with like a nacho cheese sauce,
right.
So they're supposed to be like spicy.
Because they're called nacho
taco season,
fries.
yeah.
I'm going to get a good little helping of cheese sauce.
I do love nacho cheese though. So anything with cheese.
Good. It has like a little like
it's like
a
zesty.
coating. Now I wonder if they come in bigger sizes. I want like a large.
You know what? I didn't ask. I don't know. And then here you have it as a Bel Grande kind of whole.
It looks like nachos.
Like nachos. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thing with meat and tomatoes and sour cream.
Yum. Good job, Taco Bell.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, $1, that's pretty good for $1. I mean, I don't know if it's healthy, but
Right. No, I like
Oh,
it.
it does have
I
a little
mean,
kick. I got
I
a
would
little
eat it.
spice.
Yeah, the spiciness is definitely there, and I think just anything with the nacho cheese. You know,
yeah,
I think
the
anybody would
cheese
love
is
that.
what's really making it.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, so good job.
Yeah. Get these for Super Bowl.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So they actually have now not only the fries, but other items for $1. And then McDonald's has about 12 items for $1.
Right, and McDonald's is the 1, 2, 3 menu. And I heard it was a little bit of competition because I think that Taco Bell launched these French fries right on the heels of the new campaign with McDonald's with the 1, 2, 3 meal. Menu, excuse me. So yeah, I want to see what's on there for McDonald's.
I would like to see how many items are healthy, though. You know what I mean? Just
Exactly.
what you could get, because I mean that is so affordable.
Right.
But what would be, I think, a little more on the health. From the Taco Bell menu, not too many seemed very healthy.
Yeah. Maybe in the future we'll see a little bit of, I'm
We'll
like,
try
I don't
McDonald's,
know.
yeah, next time.
Maybe like a lettuce wrap burrito. Tortilla.
Right. So what else is going on? We wanted to make sure that you knew it was Tax Identity Theft Awareness Week this week. We've talked about tax ID theft a few times now. Want to make sure that you know how to protect yourself. So there's a lot going on this week, right, for consumers?
Definitely. So, this week actually we're going to be participating in a tweet chat today. So if you're on Twitter, hop on Twitter today at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be an ID theft chat, and it's going to be with the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and Identity Theft Resource Center, ITRC, along with we're going to be joining in as well. If you want to join in, just got to jump on Twitter and search for the hashtag, ID Theft Chat. And jump in. They're going to ask some questions, and you can give some answers. We're going to jump in with some answers and learn a lot. So check it out.
Definitely check it out. And also for tips and other advice, you can always go to our blog, which is experian.com/education. One thing that you can also do is go to the FTC website. They have a lot of tips and advice, and then information for if you are a victim, what to do. So make sure you watch out. And really one of the best ways to protect yourself is to file early.
I need to file.
So as soon as you start getting your returns and all of that this month, you can certainly go ahead and file. So that's the best way to protect yourself. Get yours in before any thieves do so.
Yes. Good tip. I'm going to do mine, Sandra. I hear you loud and clear.
My appointment is actually tomorrow, so I'm getting on it. So the main thing we wanted to get into, which is the big news really, is Super Bowl.
Super Bowl's coming.
Super Bowl is
Sunday.
coming. I know everybody's jazzed about that.
Eagles versus
do you have
the
a
Patriots.
team you're rooting for?
Neither of the two are my teams. However, we do work with a lot of Pats fans, and I feel like we have a lot of passionate Pats fans on social, because we recently posted an article called The Credit Bowl, and we had some winners about that, and there were some passionate people that shared some comments. And a lot of people, there's a lot of haters, I think, out there too when it comes to the Patriots. So we'll see who wins. I'm just looking for a good party. It always comes around my birthday time, which is actually the day after Super Bowl this year. Last year was on Super Bowl. So it's always a lot of fun to me, regardless of who's playing. And I'm just looking for a good party and a good game.
So do you ever host any parties? Like, what do you put together?
Not myself. You know, my dad used to host a party like every year, like a big party, and get really crazy. This past year, I actually did host a party. I forgot, for my birthday. So I did a birthday / Super Bowl party. Lots of food and drinks, and yeah, I mean, watch the whole game. I mean, it can be a little costly, I feel like, when you're hosting parties,
it
especially
get expensive, right?
Now, and thinking like, who has live TV? Like, who doesn't have streaming? And that's one of the things, like, is, you know, as far as like to watch sports, it's a little bit harder when you're only, you know, if you only have streaming services. So if you're that person with television, you may be having to rake up, you know, a little money to host a party because everybody wants to come over. Exactly.
And actually, Market Watch put out a article talking about how expensive it can be to host a party. And so according to a survey by a personal finance website, Lend EDU, the average cost to host a party is $207.
$207? I feel like it'd be more than that, but
See,
maybe
I thought that was kind of a lot, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it depends on how many people you invite over, but
I think so too.
It's a lot for
I think it depends on a lot of people, and like I mentioned before, if I feel like the parties are a little bit bigger because a lot of people don't have TV. So
right. So a lot of people want to
but
come
maybe
over.
207. I mean, an average. So you know, we're right in the middle. So maybe we'll have more.
And 28% of that is spent on alcohol. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And then 1 in 5 will host a party. So looks like everybody will be going out. I don't mind going to a couple parties, but probably not this year.
Yeah. Well, I will be out of town in Palm Springs, so I'll be looking. If anybody's in the Palm Springs area, comment and let me know where I should go watch Super Bowl this Sunday.
Yeah. Go to maybe really the most cost-effective way is to just get together and go to a bar or a pub that's showing it, right?
I'm sure there'll be drink specials.
Yeah, so exactly.
Do it.
So another topic related to Super Bowl is a couple articles that we saw about you know, how players manage their money and how, unfortunately, a lot of them go into bankrupt after they retire. So we thought it'd be interesting to talk a little bit about, you know, that situation where it can happen really to anybody. It's not just a matter of a celebrity or a professional athlete and they have tons of money. I mean, if you are, let's say, graduating from college and you're getting your first job and you have that stream of income, how are you managing your money?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you go from kind of like nothing to, you know, a ton. And so for them, it's a little, I think it's a little interesting just because it's like, you know, this is their career. Maybe they started football when they're very young, fresh out of college, and then, you know, coming into all this money and then spending as if it's never going to like leave. And then when you get to that point, it's like, okay, so I'm not playing football, but what do I do and how am I able to still maintain my lifestyle?
Exactly. So you need to really, you know, manage that appropriately by saving, having good financial advisors, managing your money. In fact, the article said that 16% of NFL players go bankrupt within 12 years. And then Sports Illustrated also had a study, and they actually claimed that it was much higher. They said it was almost like
78%.
78%.
That's so huge.
Go broke 78%. After retirement.
Wow.
So just, you know, with anyone managing your finances, you need to be creating a budget, you need to be saving, you need to be looking at having an emergency, you know, rainy day fund, not spending obviously more than you make, you know, not getting into debt with credit cards and all that.
I think one of the big things is to learn how to say no when people have their hands out. I think when it comes to that, you come into a lump sum of money, and I feel like people probably feel obligated in thinking you should be giving them a certain amount of money, or maybe set a dollar amount for each of these people, like this is it. And probably these guys, they make these money, they want to take care of their families, and they don't say no to people, and then you don't have any money left over. Extended friends and family. And, you know, actually on that note, we wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, your New Year's resolutions and how you're working on, you know, saving or budgeting or what have you. And, you know, it is Black History Month in February. Kind of wanted to acknowledge that. And something that, you know, I was reading about was
that a lot of times in the African American community, that's one of the issues, is that a lot of times friends and family are needing help, and you want to be able to give and lend a helping hand, even if that is going to cost you your budget.
It's going to cost. Yeah, exactly. I feel like even for me, like growing up, I don't know that I've got that I received rather a lot of education when it came to handling my finances, from my parents. I don't think it was really a topic of conversation that we really had in talking about money. I think once I kind of, got into a little bit of trouble and thinking, what am I doing? That's when it was like, okay, like, what's happening there. But yeah, I can totally see where people, I think, put themselves in situations like that where you want to, be helpful to them but it's hurting you to help them. And that's not good.
Right, yeah. Exactly. So in fact, we were looking at a survey by a finance company, Lincoln Financial Group, and so they said that 60% of African Americans who set a financial goal achieve it, which is shows that awesome. By setting your goals and having essentially a resolution, but really just goal setting, having an objective, really helps you get on track. And then we did a survey too a couple months ago over the holidays, and we asked about New Year's resolutions, and 19% of African Americans wanted to save more, number one. The second highest was to create a budget, and then the third was to pay off a credit card.
Wow. Okay.
So all good goals,
yeah,
and we'll be writing
stuff.
A blog post about that, also mentioning some great African American financial bloggers.
Yeah, I mean, this time is about celebrating the achievements of African Americans, and there's some. I mean, I know there's a recent article too about like the top 25 richest African Americans. Obviously, Oprah is up there with her billions that she has. So Oprah is at at number one. I know Mariah Carey is listed as number 7. Dr. Dre, number 14. I mean, Beats by Dre. Everyone has those headphones. I even heard that Volkswagen is going to put Beats by Dre speakers into the new 8th generation Volkswagen Jetta that should be out this spring. So yeah, how crazy is that? I mean, too, is to celebrate all those achievements that all those people have done, and as great businessmen and women.
And it's good to look at successful people like that, and I include that in the article. In that find a mentor, which could be just a friend or a business associate, or if you look at someone inspirational, that could be motivation for you. So certainly, reading about how Oprah's, made her life and her achievements, other folks out there that you admire, those are all great ways to help you stay on track, with meeting your goals.
Definitely.
So definitely check that out. That post will probably go up tomorrow. And again, that's at experian.com/education.
All right.
Another thing I wanted to mention real quick was in terms of that list of bloggers, there's a lot of African American bloggers now out there focusing on personal finance. One is Michelle Singletary, great writer. She also reports for the Washington Post. So she's a good one to read, up on in terms of all of her columns as well. So
yeah, there's some great ones. I mean, we've interviewed some great ones in the past, and at FinCom we have a few, podcasts, on our podcast as well as on the blog too. A lot of different, African American bloggers that focus on personal finance and sharing that education when it comes to handling your money. So they're out there and so great.
Yeah,
awesome
check out those resources. So now, if you have questions, we always welcome those. You can tweet us at the hashtag #TheCreditMix. We'll try to answer those on the show on our Ask Susie segment, which is a new segment that we've been incorporating into the show the last couple of weeks. So we will kick it to Susie to talk about what is an APR.
APR.
Thanks so much, Kerrie and Sandra. So we get a lot of questions from all of you on the topic of annual percentage rate, or APR. So I'm going to address that for all of you today and tell you why it matters. Let me define it first. Annual percentage rate, or APR, is the interest rate that your bank or credit card company is going to charge you to borrow money. So an example of that is, to make things simple, I'm going to say a credit card with a 25% interest rate. If you have a balance on that credit card of $1,000 at a 25% APR, the bank is going to charge you $25 every month to carry that balance. So added up over an entire year, That's $300 that borrowing that $1,000 on the credit card has cost you. That's a really basic example, but it helps illustrate how the fees can really add up. So when you're looking for a credit card, look at the annual percentage rate as one of the key items to decide if it's a good credit card for you or not a good credit card for you. All of those fees and finance charges and everything will be outlined on the credit card application, and you want to pay really close attention to that annual percentage rate. It can really impact your finances. More information on this is available at Experian.com/education, and you can read more about annual percentage rate and how it affects all of your other loans, because you get charged annual percentage rate on loans as well as credit cards. Hope that clears things up for all of you, and I will now kick it back over to Sandra and Kerrie. Thank you.
Hopefully that was helpful for you. And again, please send us your questions. You can send it to us certainly live during the show, and we'll try to answer them, or on another show with our Ask Susie segment. And definitely for more information, don't forget to check out our blog at Experian.com/education.
Yes.
And before we wrap up, though, we want to wish Kerrie a happy birthday.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
Thank you from the crew.
Wow, look at this cake.
It is on Monday, and as he mentioned, he's going to be celebrating this weekend, right? So you're out tomorrow.
I'm 17. I am. This is so great. Thank you guys so much for this cake, and it even has a hashtag credit mix on here.
Yeah, yeah. Check that out.
That's very sweet. I don't know how they got this like TV magic right
now.
And it's
chocolate.
I have no idea. I love chocolate.
Yeah.
There's no fruits inside.
Fruit.
I don't like fruits. Don't put any strawberries in there. I'll eat them outside, but not on the cake. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us, and hope we'll see you again next time.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.